Hello and welcome back to Card Kingdom's Rags and the Riches 3, The Last Crusade.
But not the last tournament.
Very true.
Yeah,
I'm your host, Josh Monks, joined in the booth by Casey Hogan. We're in round 3 of this Pauper event, and we have another match coming at you live. We've got a pretty sick matchup coming at you. We're going to head down to the booth now. I'm so excited to look at Aleko's deck. Aleko Force is playing, well, I don't know what to call it. He's calling it Free from the Real combo.
Yeah.
Can you go down to the match?
We'll have our spotter jot this down real quick. We've got...
So how this deck works is...
match in progress, too. They're going fast.
Aleko's deck attempts to put a Fertile Ground or some sort of, whenever this land taps for mana, add additional mana onto a land. And then what you do is you put Freed from the Real.
Now, Josh, what is Freed from the Real do?
So it's an enchant creature, so you gotta get a man land or something that turns a land into a man land until end of turn. And then it gives that creature blue to untap. And so what you can do is with a Fertile Ground on this man land, you can tap and untap, generate 2 mana when you tap it, untap for 1, generate infinite mana that way. And then from there, I believe he, I don't even know how he wins the game once he has infinite.
So we've got Valakut Invoker. Train of Thought to draw his entire deck.
Oh man.
Valakut Invoker to slay them from for the full life total.
So Valakut Invoker in points of 8 deals 8 damage to your opponent.
How? I think it's 3 to a target.
3. Yeah, I was thinking the one from original Rise of Eldrazi.
Yeah, we'll get the names updated.
Wake Invoker or something like that.
That one. Yeah, that one requires red mana to activate it. So,
right.
Yeah, anyway, so it looks like the players started off with a relatively fast start. Ponder to start Aleko out, followed up by Llanowar Elves out of the Elves player. Aleko followed up with Fertile Ground. Ian's got a Timberwatch Elf, which is a 3-mana 1/2 tap to give target creature +X +X. X is the number of elves you control.
Yeah, so it just spams elves real big.
That's right. Aleko played a Karoo in this form of Simic Growth Chamber and then passed it back. And we see the match now in progress.
Absolutely. We're now all caught up. It looks like Steven's going to drop a Fyndhorn Elves. That's another Llanowar Elves clone.
That's correct.
And then he's got one more mana. I imagine he's going to deploy that Quirion Ranger. Very powerful creature to have him play.
Yeah, the Quirion Ranger is very good, especially with having this Timberwatch Elf on the field.
Yeah. You get double activations out of one tap effect, so now you can double pump.
Yeah, Steven can attack for 9. That's pretty good. I might do that.
Yeah, pump for 4.
Okay, so that makes this Elvish Mystic, Mystic turns into a 5/5. Quirion Ranger activated. Return a forest to untap target creature.
Plays land for the turn that he has not played yet. Looks like he's got another 1-drop.
Ooh, there's some more. If it's another Quirion Ranger, he might just be dead.
Might just be dead. You're correct. It's not, sadly. It's another Elvish Mystic.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to see a swing.
This Elves deck playing...
Do you think that Steven's going to go for the pump again? He is. He's going to go for another 5-point pump. So that's 10 damage altogether, right?
It started out as this should be 11.
Well, the first Quirion Ranger activation was only for 4, right? And then the second one was for 5?
For 5, yeah, that's right. I double counted the original card doubles.
Right.
There we go. And so Aleko now dead on board.
Yeah. Got to find an answer right now for that Wirewood... What's this guy's name again?
Wirewood... so he can either deal with Timberwatch Elf or Quirion Ranger.
Oh, yeah, very true.
Or his deck has access to 3 Gigadrows.
So he finds his Wind's Endicon.
His Wind's Endicon enchants an island.
Just a land. Any land.
Oh, fair. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Genjus.
Yeah. So it just turns it into a 2/2, and then when the land dies, you can return the land to your hand.
That's right.
So you lose the Wind's Endicon, keep the land. However, the big deal of this is now this card is prime for being targeted by a Freed from the Real.
As a creature, it can Freed from the Real, cost 3 mana. All-Star common from Saviors of Kamigawa, blue to untap it.
He's just showing, hey, okay, I'm going to generate infinite mana now. Is that cool with you? Do you have any problems with that? And there's a Drifter Phantasm. I'm going to go ahead and transmute this bad boy.
Yeah. Drifter Phantasm is clocking in at a sturdy 05 for 3, but also has Transmute. Discard it, pay blue 1, search for any card with converted mana cost matching its. Finds a 3-mana Valakut Invoker.
Jeez, this deck is out of control.
Yeah, that's it. Like now, Aleko generated infinite mana, and now Steven is just dead.
Now he's
Steven
just
gets
dead.
his whole board permanented.
Oh my goodness.
And is fully dead. Yeah, that.
What a play.
Yeah, big. Clock textbook sequencing out of the Free from the Real deck.
Wow. I was not expecting the game to go that way after I saw the board state a turn before.
Yeah, yes, Aleko taking that game in. I'm still
very timely fashion.
Really something here.
That was a 5-minute game. I mean, I guess he did win, what, on turn 3, turn 4?
He won on his 4th turn.
Jeez, so fast.
Yeah, really, really fast.
Not really a lot of options from Steven's deck to combat this either.
Yeah,
Did he get anything?
He can board in...
Gleeful Sabotage, Gleeful Sabotage.
It's a sorcery.
Oh no!
So he can actually board in the Gleeful Sabotage. 2 mana sorcery, destroy target
Artifact or enchantment, and then you gain
with
life.
Conspire.
Oh, Conspire, that's right.
Lets you tap 2 creatures that share a color with the spell to copy it.
Yep, to cast it again.
So,
and there's a lot of good targets in this Freed from the Real deck.
That's right. He's got the namesake. He's got Fertile Ground and Winds on the Con. And as well as some other effects that operate in a similar way to that. It's got Sheltered Area is a good example.
Yeah, I'm glad we looked up what that card did before, because we both thought that it was something very different.
Yeah, I think you and I were thinking of Leaf Drake Roost.
Yeah. Card from Ravnica.
That's Dissension or so, yeah.
Oh, I was saying Ravnica block.
Well, yeah, that's right.
I didn't play during that block, so I don't know which one is which, really.
Although Aleko did... No, never mind. He passed by a Spore Frog, what I thought was a Squirrel Nest. Just in case that, like, making infinite mana wasn't good enough, he just needs to, like, make infinite creatures.
Yeah, after he makes infinite mana. Understandable.
Yeah, just in case. But in any case...
Somebody has to do it.
Now, Steven gonna board out, Wisher. He's gonna board out Wisher.
Yeah, I imagine life not too relevant when your opponent can deal an infinite amount of damage to you.
Yeah, I kind of like the Viridian Longbow in his main deck.
Yeah.
Viridian Longbow, well, is that true? Can he go infinite? I don't think that he has the ability.
I don't think he has enough.
Okay. No, you're right. With something like well, if he can steal... He can steal his opponent's Freed from the Real.
Why doesn't this deck just play Freed from the Real? You just put that on the Priest of Titania.
Yeah, well, you need...
you need blue to activate. Tricksy.
So if
that
you
makes
have...
it tough.
Yeah, you need... A Birchlore Rangers lets you tap 2 elves to make mana of any color, which is like just
almost there.
Too awkward.
You need that in Mana Reflections. Then you got an infinite combo.
Yeah, there we go.
Not even an infinite combo. You just have you just have infinite activations.
A lot of twiddles.
Yeah.
Make no mistake, I like wasting my opponent's time too.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have intelligent ways of doing it, though. You gotta make them feel like they're gonna lose while you do nothing until you successfully do nothing all the way to the end of the game.
Yeah, so we saw those Gleeful Sabotages coming in for Steven. He's got to be feeling on the back foot here.
Yeah, I think he's just got a race.
Right.
I think he says, I don't really get a lot of tools to interact with you, but if I get another hand like I had last game, I think I can kill you almost in the same amount of time. So if you're missing a piece.
Steven had won the die roll, the game was over. It was just straight up over.
Absolutely.
So Aleko needed to use his first turn to just play a land so that he could have something to Fertile Ground on the second turn.
Absolutely. And what's awkward is he wanted to play the Karoo on turn 2, but you can't play a Karoo and Fertile Ground on turn 2.
That's right.
You need a Simian Spirit Guide. Maybe you should play Simian Spirit Guides. I guess you can play Elder Spirit Guides.
Well, yeah. Some color at least.
Yeah. You know what? I'd probably play that in this deck.
Yeah.
Seems very reasonable.
Yeah, so from the Freed from the Real deck side, he actually has access to a ton of good tools out of the sideboard.
He's got Fog, he's got Giga Drowse,
Fog,
Spore Frog.
Spore Frog. 1 mana, 1/1, sacrifice to Fog.
Yeah.
Probably a new player's favorite card.
Yeah. I mean, it's got some play in some serious formats, too.
I mean, Fog on a stick, that's a good deal. Ooh. Aleko started off with a Thornwood Falls?
Thornwood Falls, yeah.
But it doesn't have a
one-lander, yeah.
Yeah. While he has access to the Life Spark Spellbomb, as well as what I think is a Ponder.
I believe it was a Ponder. I thought it was a Brainstorm, but he is not playing a Brainstorm.
Brainstorm not at its strongest in the deck without ways to shuffle for free.
Yeah, very true. I feel like this deck does need to just get into its deck as soon as possible.
Fully agree.
And Brainstorm definitely does that.
Right.
But it has a cost associated with it.
Yeah, Steven's got a pretty interesting hand. He's got a pair of lands, and he's got a pair of 1-drops that take the game down different routes. He's got a Llanowar Elves, started off in traditional Elves fashion. It also has a Nettle Sentinel, which, clocking in at a 2/2, is going to be his most powerful turn 1 play.
It's also, Nettle Sentinel is a card that, because it untaps every time you play a green spell, you want to make sure that you have enough green spells to fuel it, and so every time you delay casting it as one less turn, you get to attack with it.
Right. Yeah, quick keep from Aleko here. And here we see that Llanowar is going to start it off. Steven does have a pair of Timberwatch Elf in his hand.
I think it's right to play Mana Dork on turn 1, just because if you get a mana advantage on turn 2, it's a very big deal.
Absolutely.
Aleko's going to start out with a Ponder here. He finds an Impulse. He found, I believe, a Drift of Phantasms, and I can't tell what the third card is. But it looks like he does not want them. I'm going to go ahead and send him back.
Pretty quick shuffle here. He's looking for combo pieces, truly.
Yeah, just got to find 3 different combo pieces that all do different things, and then you have infinite mana, and then it's very easy to win the game from that point.
He's got to find that Freed from the Real.
Well, he's already got the Life Spark Spellbomb, which that's one of the combo pieces due to the fact that it turns a land into a 3/3 until end of turn. So
that's right.
It's still a land, obviously.
Yeah. Let's allow a Huntmaster the draw here. That is not likely to hit the field at any time.
Well, we might see it next turn. Steven's going to have a lot of mana next turn.
He's going to lead it off with Priest of Titanium, which taps to add a mana for each elf on the battlefield.
And now there's 3, so...
That's right. It's likely to be able to untap, play something like that Timberwatch Elf.
I'm really sad that her name isn't just Gaia because we have Gaia's Cradle. And it just makes sense that she would do the same thing that Gaia's Cradle does.
It's for elves only.
Oh, that's very true.
total
You're very
creatures.
true.
Although it would be functionally equivalent here. Also counts your opponent's elves too.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, all the old school tribal cards were generous. They didn't care about their controllers. It was about the people.
It was about the fellows, regardless of what side they were fighting on.
We're in a third lane for Steven here. Gonna let him accelerate
mana.
pretty big.
Looks like we got a Huntmaster coming down on turn 3, and then 4 mana to activate.
That's a second Huntmaster. I'm still not sure that this is. Trigger. Still not sure this is faster than deploying that Timberwatch Elf.
Absolutely.
Hard to say. But here comes
You think,
another elf.
you think it's a Huntmaster?
Yeah.
Trigger the first Huntmaster. Make a wolf. Make a little doggy. Bark, bark, bark.
Woof. No, it makes elf.
Oh, does it? Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it made wolves. I'm thinking of the champion one.
Yes.
Something.
The Solana Huntmaster. No, that's the one that's on the field.
Yeah.
Bowmaster's the one that kills elves. Steven.
Packmaster?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah. Steven cast both of his spells pre-combat.
Before attacking.
Which is interesting.
A little strange.
A slight misstep, although he's gonna just deposit the Timberwatch Elf.
Yeah. I
as soon
mean,
as possible next turn.
he just lost 2 untaps there, potentially.
Well,
Because
yeah.
he could have attacked and then untapped it. Well, he could have untapped it and then played a guy, attacked, and then untapped it again and played another guy.
Right. Huh.
So we're going to see this Drift of Phantasms get transmuted.
Yeah, so Drift Phantasm is,
Very important tutor effect, as all of the key pieces cost 3, right?
that's right, Valakut Invoker to deal infinite damage, and the free from the reel itself.
It also, he's also playing a 1 of the Airy, the 3 mana Rampant Growth, or Fertile Ground.
He's playing 3 of those.
Oh, he's playing 3?
Yeah.
Oh. Sheltered Airy, yeah.
That's right, yeah. Sheltered Area gives Enchanted Land, costs 3 to cast, gives Enchanted Land the ability to tap 2, to tap for 2 mana. Steven just drawn a Gleeful Sabotage, which I imagine he may cast this turn.
Yeah, it just certainly is the time. He might want to wait 1 more turn so he can get value out of that Conspire, but I feel like he might just be afraid he's dead if he untaps, if Aleko untaps.
Yeah,
So we'll see if he goes after it or not.
yeah, I imagine Steven's. I'm not familiar with this free from the real deck. I can't imagine other players have a ton of familiarity with it as well. But I would just destroy anything that says Enchanted Land as a creature.
Anything that I can target with this is probably important to the combo,
Yeah,
so
let me-
I'm going to just go ahead and do that.
I'm going to burn it and make sure I remember my untap trigger. And here we see Steven going to be able to attack for,
Quite a bit.
yeah,
Looks like he's going to leave back a Mana Dork, so he's able to play the Timberwatch Elf in the sand.
so he'll be able to untap his Nettle Sentinel on this turn, rather than hoping to draw another green source on the next turn.
Absolutely.
This
Tap the Priest, heck a mana. Play
qualifies.
this. Yeah, and trigger these. Bam, bam, bam. 3 triggers, not just 1.
And now, certainly having lethal damage on the board, actually might be able to kill Aleko with any 1 creature getting through unblocked.
Well, with the
Timberwatch
Yeah,
Elf.
with the Timberwatch Elf,
See,
definitely.
he has exactly 9 elves on the field now.
There's no Life Spark Spellbomb. Go ahead and crack that to draw a card.
Yeah, hoping for a fog.
Does
Doesn't
not
look like
find it. Aleko's going to go ahead and scoop him up, and we're going to game 3.
take it to the third game. Yeah, this match taking lightning speed.
I mean, these
here.
decks are not interacting very much. Steven's playing, I'm going to Goldfish Race you on the board, and Aleko's, I'm going to Goldfish Race you with my infinite mana.
That's right.
You choose which one is more threatening. And that game, it looked like Steven had the right tools. I feel like his answer to Life Spark Spellbomb might have saved his life.
Might be right. Yeah. Aleko tapping out on his turn prevented him from being able to draw a card.
Absolutely, yeah, he didn't get an extra draw off that effect.
And I don't think so. Well, now we got to figure out live what Aleko needs to go from 0 to 100 with just lands.
Yeah, he goes a lot further than 100.
Yeah. Well,
0 to an uncountable number.
well, it's countable.
Is it? I suppose so. I suppose he can choose a number and we can counter that.
It's way too early for me to start talking about math on this cast, Josh.
Fair enough.
Don't get me started.
That's all
just
I want to
yet.
talk to you about with.
Oh,
That's all I want
goodness.
to talk about with. Though.
So the cool thing about a thing that you can do, a thing that you can do can only be done innumerable times. You have to be able to count.
You have to announce the loop and then announce how many times you are entering the loop and leaving the loop, and then you are done.
You're right. So Aleko here needs at least 1 mana to make his land a creature. First time. So let's assume that he starts with a land that already has, say, a Fertile Ground or a Sheltered Area.
Yeah.
on it. Okay. So he's got to spend 1 mana to drop the Life Source Bomb
Yep.
or Winds
Winds
End
End
of
of Cod.
Okay. Then he's got to have 4 mana altogether to cast Rift from the Real and activate the untap.
Yep.
So if he has, so he can go from 1 enhanced land and 3 other mana to do it.
Yeah. And if you have a Karoo land, then that changes things considerably also.
That's right.
So we're going to see what these 7s look like.
Yeah, I like a hand jam-packed full of cards. I think he's got 2 fogs, 2 lands.
Oh, he's got 2 lands, okay. I couldn't tell the lands. He's got a Preordain in the back there.
Yeah, there's a Train of Thought as well. Train of Thought,
You draw X cards, I think, right? And you discard X cards or something like that?
no, Train of Thought is from Guild's Path. I was trying to remember what set it was
Oh,
from.
it replicates. It mills them, right?
No, you draw a card.
You draw a card.
Yeah, Train of Thought is blue 1 sorcery to cast. You can replicate it for blue 1.
Okay.
What does that do? Replicate means that you get to copy it for every time you replicated it when you cast the spell. In short, you pay 1 blue times as many times as you want to draw that many cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
Way worse than Brain Geyser. Still good.
Still good. Also common.
3rd Fog to draw here off the Preordain. Let's see if Alec wants to keep either of these. I think he's looking for another land.
I think so. I think you bought them in both. He does have, I believe that's a fertile ground right in front there.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I think he just wants to deploy that next turn.
Yeah, I think he's gotten access to 2 of the fogs already. He's going to have a lot of, free time. Oh, going to 22.
Yep. Gain another life off his gain lands. Free value right there.
Thornwood Falls. Thornwood Falls. This refuge cycle from Favor Forged sold out pretty regularly at Card Kingdom.
Yeah.
They're always buying them.
At the Pauper events, always sold out too.
Yeah, very interesting.
I believe at the last Pauper event, Cloud of Fairies, Daze, Spell Stutter Sprite, Ninja of the Deep Hours, and Delver of Secrets all sold out.
So Steven led off with an Elvish Mystic on his first turn. It follows that up with a Quirion Ranger. Means he's going to be able to return a forest to untap the Elvish Mystic, and then play the forest again, turning his 1-lander into 3 mana on turn. 2.
4 mana.
Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, yes.
Really powerful effect there. Gets a Priest of Titania into play, so he's got no mana issues for the rest of the game, being able to double activate Priest of Titania.
How did he do? Did he have enough mana to do that?
Yeah. So he started the turn with an Elvish Mystic and a land in play.
That's right. He got 2 lands.
He got to hit 2. He got to have 2 lands get tapped for mana that game. Even though they're the same one, they had left the zone and then went back in.
No, you're right. Now I got confused there for a moment.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I could tell. You were worried.
So am I seeing some shenanigans in front of me? No.
Some chicanery.
Tomfoolery. Second, Ponder into Ponder. Starting out for Aleko. He's looking for pieces here.
Yeah.
Finds a 3rd land and an Impulse. I think I like keeping
Finds a moon, decides to keep it. Hits, is that the gate land?
it. It is Simic Guild Gate. He's only playing 2. They're pretty bad, but his
Certainly strictly worse than Thornwood Falls, I'd say.
it is a gate.
It is a gate.
So-
In this format, strictly worse.
Absolutely.
Are there any other cards that care about gates besides Maze Ascent?
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely. They're all like all the commons are
right.
like kind of bad.
They're crappy and they like get buffed when you have a gate in play, is that right? Yeah, they're like gate wardens and gate runners and stuff. Yeah.
Crackling Perimeter. Tap a gate to deal damage to player, but that's uncommon.
No, outplayed.
Actually, it might be common. I don't know.
It feels like an uncommon or rare effect. So we got another mana door coming down, and another Priest of Titania. So
Oh, boy.
Steven has about 50 mana.
Yeah, he's looking for a
6.
blue source.
He's got approximately 18 mana, 1920 with the land plus play, and 3 Distant Melody in his hand, but 0 green sources. So he really needs to find a Berkshire Rangers or an island.
He's got that 1-up island in his deck.
Aleko is just going to fertile ground one of his lands and pass. He's got an impulse that I imagine he's going to be firing off on Steven's end step. Find what he's looking for.
If he can find a Free from the Real and another mana source, then he can go to infinite mana.
Yeah, he can reach the infinite number. I don't know if he'll be able to win from that point, but there's a lot of cantrips in his hand, so I think he'd be able to find stuff.
Steven not even gonna activate his priest for mana.
Who
He's
needs it?
coming in for 7.
The race is on.
There it is.
Steven knows that this game is just about over. We get another Quirion Ranger coming down.
We think the game's or Steven thinks the game's almost over. We know that Aleko has not 1 but 2 fogs in his hand, and there's 1 card in the entire format that deals with fog. That's Flaring Pain, not coming out of the Elves deck.
Does that damage can't be prevented this turn, is that right?
It cannot.
Finds an island off that impulse, elects to keep the island. Really looking for that mana source. Pretty reasonable. Pretty reasonable.
Needs something untapped. Impulse saw not many good cards, but he did find his 5th mana source.
Yeah.
So, ooh,
There's the Invoker. So now if he makes infinite mana, he will be able to win the game.
that's right. Doesn't even need to transmute anything.
We got 3 mana here. What do we got coming down? It's a Drift of Phantasms transmute.
Okay.
Let's see what he finds. I
Lock
have
is
to
on.
imagine that it's a Freed from the Real. There it is. Win next turn for Aleko.
That's right.
One
And
one
he's-
turn for Steven.
Moreover, he's got 2 fogs to buy time.
Not just one, but 2.
Right.
Moment's Peace is legal in this format too. Can we talk about that card?
Yes. Moment's Peace. Moment's Peace actually in Steven's sideboard, but not in Aleko's sideboard.
Interesting. I could see that Aleko doesn't really want to be losing his lands because one of the things that this deck is racing against is having enough lands in play to go infinite.
Yeah, and Moment's Peace costing 2 with a flashback of 3 means that it's really taxing on your resources when you're spending so much time trying to find your combo pieces.
Absolutely.
Although Aleko could have cast this Moment's Peace this turn, it'd be pretty good. He would have to walk himself next. He wouldn't be able to do anything on his next turn.
Yes.
Steven with 3 disabilities, still digging so deep.
Really needs a land. It's going to attack for about 1 trillion, but only one issue with that.
It's 8.
They're close enough to 1 trillion.
Yeah.
I did the math.
Aleko could have taken the hit.
Could have. I think it's reasonable to fog here just because it opens up your mana a little bit more next turn should a Gleeful Sabotage or an effect like that occur.
That's true. Protect your life totally does make sense.
You have the resources, you may as well throw this card in your hand that may have value later. You may as well use it right now so you don't have to spend mana.
If I'm Aleko, I want to so badly. Oh,
You
never
got the
mind.
Zendikon.
There it is. We know the Freed from the Real is in Aleko's hand. Now we just need to see if he executes his combo correctly.
So he's got 2, 3 mana.
3 to cast.
Freed from the Real, coming down. Enchant this creature.
That's right.
Let's untap some buddies.
Let's do it.
Let's untap my Wind Zendikon. All right.
Do the thing.
Here's my loop. Do you like my loop? Here's my Valakut Invoker. Do you like my loop? Do you like my Valakut Invoker? And that is game.
There it is.
Steven gonna show his hand to Aleko of triple Distant Melody and say, man, I really was missing my mana fixing.
One blue source is going to find 7 more.
Yes, very true.
Yeah.
So that was round 2. We have
28 minutes left on the
28 minutes left on the clock. I
Yeah.
forgot to look again. I'm glad you did. So we will try and find a backup match for you. Give us just a couple minutes. We will be back. Stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.